Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Husky Stadium in St. Cloud, Minnesota, as your Fargo Invaders get set to take on the Twin Cities Sabercats in the season opener for the Sabercats and the Invaders' first road contest of the season. I am Jace Denman, doing the play-by-play call today for y'all. And we are kind of in a stripped-down, pretty basic mode of broadcasting today. The man, the myth, the legend, Matthew F1 Franco, is on field reporting duties. So we will see him in a few games down the line. So you're stuck with just me today. I might have some guests jumping on from time to time. And we're going to make a broadcast using just the simple things in life, like my iPad. So as we get set today, this will be, like I said, the season opener for the Twin Cities Sabercats. And the Fargo Invaders will be a little bit light-staffed today. Several people unable to make it. We picked up this game as the Sabercats had an opening and wanted to get some work in before their league season started, which is the CAFL. And the Invaders league opener for the Northern Elite Football League starts on June 1st. So the Fargo Invaders, I would assume, have won the coin toss, and they are going to kick off. So I am running this on my iPad, so I'm not going to be able to read comments from everyone. So I'll try and keep up with the down and distance and the time remaining. All we have is a basic scoreboard and the quarter up there in the corner. And Lazan here is set to kick this one away. High end over end kick, taken at the 15-yard line. Makes a move up the middle and taken down just inside the 35-yard line for the Sabercats' first possession of the day. We'll see who the Sabercats run out there for their starting quarterback. I believe it might be Anthony Smith, number 7, starting at quarterback. Looks like Tareen Smith, Anthony Antonio, Greg Clark getting the start along the defensive line. Antoine Phillips, Jeremy Gordon, Derek Alexander in at the linebacker position. Defensive backs include Josh Gatling, Landon Moline, Jordan Perkins, Jermaine Armstrong, and Johnny Ware. So here we go, first play of the game. 3 wide receivers set for the Sabercats. Man in motion. Motion's back inside. High snap. Smith back to pass. Under pressure. Down he goes. Sacked that time. Should be Greg Clark. Derek Alexander in on that tackle. Forgive me if I get a little behind on getting the camera lined up for y'all. As I've said y'all twice in this one broadcast, and I haven't said it in months. So 2nd and 16 for the Sabercats on the opening possession of the game. Just 45 seconds into the game so far. Smith looking at his play sheet on his wrist. Under center this time, man in motion. Handoff, tries to bounce it to the outside. Block on Vinny Holmes down the sideline. He goes pushed out of bounds by Josh Gatling. Looked like that was number 25, Marshall Campbell, running the ball. So nice run there by Campbell. Gets a lot of, gets everything that they lost back on after that first play and some more. So brings up 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 3 for the Sabercats. So trips to the left this time. One back in the backfield with Smith. Back goes in motion. High floating snap. It's bobbled by Smith. He's got to jump on it. Touchdown by Anthony Antonio. He'll get credit for the sack on that play. That'll bring up 4th and long for the Sabercats. I'll have to come out and punt this one away. I think we saw last week, that sometimes that snap, you got to get it back there on time. If it's floats back there to the quarterback, that causes problems. If it gets over his head, a whole world of problems can happen there. Looks like Smith is the man going to be back punting away for the Sabercats. Josh Gatling is at his 50-yard line right now to return this punt. man hustles off. High snap for Smith. He's going to have to run this one. Tries to get it off. Just gets it off. He's going to let it drop and roll down. Takes a good roll for the Sabercats. And it is eventually down there. And they, sorry about the camera, folks. The end zone with the ball. I think he understood that he just downed the ball. It wasn't touched by an Invader. So the Invaders will start their first possession of the day at their own 42-yard line after what could have been a tackle for loss on that punt attempt. Was able to get it off rugby style. Took a nice roll. And the Invaders start at their own 42-yard line. Javonte Jackson leads out the offense. Looks like we have Constant Jackson and Jermaine Armstrong wide left. Brandon Jones and Austin Moline wide right. Dustin Lindgren in the backfield with Johnson. Johnson takes the snap, looking to pass. Going to throw this one deep to Constant Jackson down the sideline. Caught inside the 10-yard line by Jackson. That'll be 1st and goal for the Invaders. It's not the easiest thing to do, try to run the camera and talk at the same time, but, you know. Special guest in the booth tonight, or today, I should say, Jody Woods from Froggy 99.9 with the worst time slot in all of Fargo, 9 to 2. I don't know who listens during the workday. Bunch of crazy people, I think. So 1st and goal for the Invaders. Inside the 10-yard line. Johnson handoff up the middle to Lindgren. Follows his blocks. Tries to get to the outside. Cuts it inside the 5. Down to the 3-yard line. Nice run by Lindgren. Picking his way through. For a gain of about 5 on that play. Brings up 2nd and goal for the Invaders. Now, folks, just so you know, with this new setup, I did have the app crash a couple times on the iPad. So if that were to happen, don't worry. I'll get it back. Restart it again. We'll be back. 11 minutes on the clock and counting. 2nd and goal for the Invaders at, it looks like, the 2-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield this time for the Invaders with Johnson. Johnson hands it off to Brandon Jones. Cuts up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Fargo. You betcha. And just like that, opening possession of the game, the Fargo Invaders are on the board with a touchdown. Brandon Jones, I believe his 2nd touchdown run of the year. With 10:44 to go in the first quarter, your Fargo Invaders lead 6-0, with Lazan Tahir coming out to attempt the extra point. And we're doing NFL rules. So we're going to kick the extra point from the 15-yard line. That makes this a 33-yard attempt for extra point. The snap is through the legs. Tahir's going to have to jump on this one. And so your score is going to remain 6-0. Sorry for that camera angle, folks. Snap went through Javonte Johnson's hands, and Lazan Tahir had to just run back and jump on that one. So score remains 6-0. Fargo Invaders lead after their opening possession of the game. I turn my head to see around the iPad what's going on. I don't turn the iPad, so. Still getting used to this setup. We might be doing the setup for the next couple of Invaders games. Next Invaders game will be June 1st. June 1st, we'll be live from Hudson, Wisconsin to watch the Invaders take on the Northland Bulls in the NEFL season opener for both teams. So Tahir set to kick this one off, 10:44 on the clock. Three men are back deep to return this kick. So Tahir gets his foot in this one, end over end kick. Going to drop down in the middle of that no man's land, picked up at the 29-yard line and taken out past the 35 down to the 37-yard line, where the Sabercats will start their second possession of the day. So Invaders defense with a little bit of help from poor snaps by the Sabercats. Really forced a quick and easy 3 and out. And of course, special teams is always an adventure in semi-pro football. But they did manage to punt that one away. So Smith will lead the offense back out again. Trips to the left this time for the Sabercats. One back in the backfield behind Smith. High snap over everybody. Ball is loose. Picked up by the running back, and he's going to be taken down for a big loss at the 22-yard line. Looks like where they're going to mark that down at. Stay with me, folks. I'll get at the hang of this. Running and talking. Someone may need an early bathroom break for the Invaders. Can't see it, it's off screen. So trips to the left this time for the Sabercats. Quarterback under center. Sends a running back in motion. Looking to pass, swings it out left to that bubble screen. Tries to make a man miss. Gets out to about the 30-yard line. Gain of about 3 on that play. So that'll bring up third. And as I do the math in my head, third and about 18? No, 17. Third and 17 for the Sabercats. Coming up at the 9-minute mark in the first quarter. So trips to the left once again for the Sabercats. Man in motion. Smith under center looking to pass. Gets the pass off. Incomplete over the middle. Looks like pass was intended for... I can't tell them. Numbers are a little hard to see up here at times, especially when it's all in amongst everyone there. So 4th down and 17 for the Sabercats. As we get set for what would appear to be another punting situation. Looks like the Sabercats are looking like they're going to go for it. Smith under center here. Takes the snaps, rolling to his right, looking to throw it. He's going to be taken down for a loss at the 20-yard line. You see Greg Clark, Jeremy Gordon, Tareen Smith on the tackle. And so the Invaders will take over at the 20-yard line of the Twin City Sabercats, putting themselves in great field position for their second offensive possession of the day. So Javante Johnson starts this possession. 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield for the Invaders. Takes the snap, handoff to Brandon Jones. Makes a man miss, gets to the outside, picks up a block down the sidelines. He goes, 10, out of bounds. A little bit of a late hit there once he was out of bounds, but they'll mark him down at the 10-yard line. Enough for a Fargo Invaders first down. So 1st and goal for the Invaders. First and goal for the Invaders. Handoff once more to Dustin Lindgren, picks up a block, runs into a wall of Sabercats, no gain on the play. Will bring up 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. So we got everything running smoothly for now. second down for the Invaders. Two backs in the backfield once again for the Invaders. Two wide receivers to the right. Johnson takes a snap, hands it to Brandon Jones, follows his block, cuts back up the middle, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and goal for the Invaders at the 4-yard line of the Sabercats. So another awesome offensive possession inside the 5-yard line. See if they can punch this one in again. Last time they were inside the 5-yard line, Brandon Jones got his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Invaders sticking with that 2-back backfield. 6:40 on the clock and counting. Johnson fakes a handoff, rolls to his left, and is just going to go down and take the loss at the 10-yard line. Obviously, that play did not work, so that brings up 4th and goal. They marked him down at the 11. So loss of 7 on that play. And it looks like the Invaders are going to leave their offense out on the field. So we'll see what Coach Lundgren, who's back from his illness from last week, we'll see what they do there on 4th down. Wide receivers, 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, sticking with that same formation. Johnson taking his time, takes the snap, looking to throw the ball. Throws it past intent for Jermaine Armstrong and batted down. Nice defensive play there by the defensive back. So it'll be a turnover on downs for the Invaders. So the score will remain 6-0. Invaders leading with 5:41 to go in the first quarter. And I don't know if we're going to have quite enough time for a commercial break. I need to be on the other side of you, Jody. Need to go under the cord. No, I'm fine. I need you to. Yeah. So 1st and 10 for the Sabercats at their own 11-yard line. 5:41 on the clock, first quarter. First broadcast with the old iPad. Beautiful stadium here at Husky Stadium. Nice view of the river in the background. First of 2 games here today. There'll be a game coming up later today that will not involve an NEFL team. This time number 4 in at quarterback hands the ball off, running hard, taken down at the 10-yard line. Will be a loss on the play. Matthew Sickler in at quarterback. So 2nd and 11 for the Sabercats. We'll get to our commercials and our reads when we get the flow of this going.
No, it's just one tight. There's a receiver on the other side.
So 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Sickler.
No tight this time.
2 backs in the backfield, kind of an offset eye. Snap bobbled to snap. Quarterback was down, ball's loose. Looks like it's recovered by the Invaders. You betcha. Sickler was hit, lost the ball, recovered by the defense. Do you see who recovered that? 15. That would be Antoine Phillips. I was drawing a blank on his last name. So after that change of possession, word from Glacial Peak Cryotherapy. They provide whole-body cryotherapy, which is the use of ultra-low temperatures for the purpose of quick muscle recovery and medical therapy. The client is placed in a cryosauna for a short duration of 2 to 3 minutes, which lowers their skin surface temperature significantly and stimulates receptors. If you're looking for improved health, check out Glacial Peak Cryotherapy. Johnson looking to pass once again. Pass is caught. Touchdown. You betcha. Constant Jackson on the slant pattern. Whoop. Hey, there's us. Didn't mean to do that, but hey, everybody. So that makes the score 12-0 with 4:47 to go on the clock. So making up for that possession in the red zone last possession where they came up with no points. And they were able to strike quickly after the turnover on one play and a touchdown. And we have a shoelace issue, it looks like. Jeremy Gordon taking his time with the shoes. Lazante here out for the extra point. Snap, the set, and the kick is up. And it's good. So the score, 4:47 on the clock, is 13-0. Your Invaders lead over the Sabercats. And now a word from one of our sponsors.
Hey, little voodoo child, you got me running wild. You make me feel alive. I feel your heart and soul, perfectly in control. Put up and count in your spell now. So lay it on me, child. You know you drive me wild. You got me feeling like
And we're back. We get rotated around for our next kickoff. So 4:47 on the clock. Your Fargo Invaders are up 13-0 on the Twin City Sabercats. And the Twin City Sabercats well, not even a home opener, I don't think. I don't think they normally play here. So Darius Mock is back deep to return the kick this time. Tahir set to kick this one away from the 35-yard line. Gets his foot into it. End over end kick, kind of a little pooch kick, taken by one of the up men at the 35-yard line. Breaks a tackle and is taken down at the 44, 45-yard line, depending on the spot. Looks like a good spot, so they'll be at the 45-yard line to start this possession. Ooh. Don't want it too close. Got to have everybody see everything. We'll see who is out at quarterback for this drive. I think it is Sickler back out there. So Sabercats have had a punt and a turnover in their two possessions. Make that three possessions, I believe. Turnover on downs or second possession. Last possession was a turnover on the exchange from center to the quarterback, it looked like. So we got three receivers to the left, one back in the backfield for Sickler. Hand the ball off the middle, running hard and taken down at the 48-yard line. Gain of about 3 on that play for the Sabercats. Brings up 2nd and 7. Today, I believe the Invaders are the only team from the Northern Elite Football League that is in action today. Last weekend's game saw the Invaders up their record to 2-0, while two of the other teams in the league traveled out of state for games. St. Paul traveled down to Kansas City, Missouri in a wild contest, lost 38-33. And then the Sioux City Stampede traveled to Chicago, take on the Lincoln Way Patriots, and they came up short 21-9, I believe. Handoff running up the middle, running hard, number 26 it looks like this time. And of course he's not on my list of players. Was it 26 or 36? I don't know, it looked like it was 26. 36 is Darius Mock, which is still not on the roster, just so you know, Pesnick. I printed the one she gave us off the internet. So 3rd and short, another manageable down and distance for the Sabercats, trying to get their running game going. So Sickler under center once again, trips to the right this time. Handoff up the middle, be close to a first down, depending on the spot. It looks like the refs are giving them the favorable spot, and that'll be the first down of the day for the Sabercats. Just running that ball up the middle at 2:40 left in the first quarter, 13-0. Sabercats get their first down of the day. Sticking with that dive play up the middle, trying to get their running game going. So, offset I formation, Sickler under center. Toss play. Trying to make a man miss, makes a man miss. Hurdles another guy, still going. Nice run that time. Looks like number 25 on the carry. That is Marshall Campbell. He's had a couple nice runs today. Was trapped way behind the backfield, made a man miss, ended up hurdling another. And picked up 5 yards on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the Invaders' 40-yard line. As we get to the end of this first quarter. So sticking with that offset I formation. For the Invaders, you're probably looking for that run play off to the left this time. And there it is. Marshall running hard, gain of about 3 on that play. They don't really spot him. This time the Invaders get a favorable spot, only gain of a 2 on that play. So 3rd and 3 for the Sabercats, trying to keep this drive going. After a good return on a short kick by Tahir. So we'll see what the offense tries to call on this 3rd down play. Since they're in Invaders territory and they've already gone for it inside their own 30-yard line, this will be 4-down territory for the Sabercats. Trips to the left this time for the Sabercats. Another dive play up the middle, big hole. Plenty of room for him to run. Perkins in pursuit. Taken down by Johnny Ware, I believe. So Darius Mock with the 1st down run keeps the Sabercats drive going. So 1st down at the Invaders' 26-yard line. So we're coming up just to the end of the quarter. And we'll flip sides and pick this up after the break. So we will have another word from our sponsors at the end of 1. Your Fargo Invaders lead 13-0 over the Twin Cities Sabercats live in St. Cloud at Husky Stadium. We'll be back after these messages.
Shirodara is an ancient Ayurvedic treatment. It balances the hemispheres of the brain. It helps with insomnia, depression, anxiety, and so much more. It's a deeply relaxing and rejuvenating experience, which can be greatly profound for the body, mind, and spirit.
Back at Husky Stadium. 2nd quarter getting set to begin. Fargo leads 13-0 over the Twin Cities Sabercats. More head massage and wellness. I hear nothing but good things about that place. So if you need any kind of massage or body work, go check them out. Matt and Crystal Franco. Michael, don't invade my space, man. People, I swear. So trips to the left this time for the Sabercats. 1 back in the backfield. Sickler stays under center. Toss play out to the running back. Has to cut back. Breaks the tackle. Still going. Tries to get to the outside down the sideline and taken out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. inside the 15-yard line. And that'll be another Twin City Sabercats first down. So the Sabercats getting to where few teams have been against the Invaders these first 2 games, I should say. Invaders with back-to-back shutouts over the course of the season so far. So clock running now. First down and 10 for the Sabercats at the Invaders' 14-yard line. Last week when the Minnesota Mud Dogs were threatening inside the 5 after a turnover, Invaders' defense really stepped up and forced the turnover on downs. Illegal substitution on the Sabercats. That'll back them up 5. They'll still be in the red zone. So that'll be 1st and 15 from the 19-yard line of the Fargo Invaders. As the Invaders try to adjust to this Sabercats running game. Invaders have too many men on the field. As Antoine Phillips runs off. So 14:01 on the clock. Sickler has been staying under center, which, to be honest, I don't see a lot of semi-pro teams doing that. Man in motion. Sickler looking to pass, throws it, and it is intercepted in the end zone. And tries to lateral it. And it looks like the referees, I believe, are going to mark it as Sabercats ball. So pass was intercepted by Johnny Ware, I believe. Tried to lateral it to his teammate. He caught it in the end zone. Should have probably caught it and just taken a knee in the end zone, gotten the ball out to the 20-yard line for the Invaders offense. Tried to make something happen. 2 Sabercats were right there to recover the fumble. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 5, I believe, with 13:18 on the clock. So trips to the left once again for the Sabercats. So a good play by Johnny Ware, backed up by a mistake. So we'll see if the Invaders defense can still hold. Handoff up the middle. This time it looks like the number 30. And that's Rondre Jones on the carry. Gain of a 1. So 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line for the Sabercats. Invaders defense had their stop in the red zone once again, but gotta be smart in those type of situations and not try and do too much. Make a good play, live for the next down. So 2nd and goal for the Sabercats. They shift to more of a power I formation here. Tight end in close. Sabercats are going to want to try and fumble. Ball's loose on the field, and I think it's recovered by the Sabercats. Almost another turnover by the Sabercats. But they're able to get on that fumble. And so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 6. Loss of 2 on that play. Invaders have a scoreless streak going on defense of 9 quarters so far. So Invaders trying to extend that scoreless streak. I know that a couple years ago when these two teams were in the same league, one of the few teams that was able to score on the Fargo Invaders was the Twin City Sabercats. And the Sabercats have called timeouts. We're going to take a quick break. Another word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Fargo leads Twin Cities 13-0.
Where can get your phone and computer repaired? At Ware Repair. With no appointment necessary, you can bring your devices in right away. Have our knowledgeable staff do a free diagnostics to determine the problem. Stay up to date by checking the status of your ticket online. All of our services come with a warranty. Wear Repair also does web development. Stop by Wear Repair for all your phone and computer repairs.
And we're back. And yes, I've heard the request to be able to zoom in more, but I think when I go to commercial, it zooms back out. I don't want to make the video unwatchable, so I don't want to overdo the zoom, folks. So it's going to be kind of zoomed out. We're at a big college stadium today as opposed to a small high school stadium. So we're a little bit farther away from the field, but great sight lines here. So if you're in the St. Cloud area, come on out and watch the game live. So 3rd and goal for the Sabercats at the 6, man in motion. Sickler running is trying to sneak it in up the middle. Gets taken down at about the 2-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th and goal for the Sabercats. It looked like Sickler was going to try and maybe have some type of option play there, but just took the ball and ran up the middle, tried to sneak it up the middle. So 4th and goal from the 2-yard line for the Sabercats. See what they try and do here. Clock just under the 11-minute mark. 3 wide receivers set for the Sabercats. Sickler under center with 2 running backs in the backfield. Takes the snap, handoff, running back picks his way, depends on where he's marked down at, and he's marked down short of the end zone. So it'll be a turnover on downs. Invaders will get the ball at the 1-yard line. So another nice goal line stand by the Invaders. As it looks like Vinny Holmes is walking off a little bit gingerly. Wow, inside the 1-yard line. Nice stop by the Invaders. It wouldn't have needed to be a great stop, Michael, had they not allowed them to get that close to begin with. So the Invaders offense will start inside their own 1-yard line. 10:32 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. 99 yards away from a touchdown. Gotta have to make sure there's no mistakes in the backfield. Johnson looking to throw this one out. Throws it, pass intended for Brandon Jones, incomplete. So to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Invaders at their own 1-yard line. Plenty of time there for Johnson to stand there confident in the pocket. And Mr. Franco, who is not here today, said we're doing good. So thank you. Which brings up this thought.
You guys are doing good.
Thank you. Jordy, you're going to have to put on headphones so you can hear that. Johnson looking to pass once again out of his own end zone. Rolls to his right. Gets the pass off. Oh, off the fingertips of Jermaine Armstrong. Hard time, Michael Guyton. That's the reason why he plays defense and not offense. Yeah, I know. Defensive backs, that's why they play defense, folks. They can't catch the ball. Wide open, too. He's going to get so much grief for that. So 10:20 to go on the clock. Fargo facing a 3rd and 10 from their 1-yard line. Passed it the last 2 times out of their own end zone. Confident in their offensive line, pass protection. Kind of a sticky situation. 4 wide receivers. Draws the defense off sides. Too egregious there. It wasn't enough to let the Invaders just run that play out because Constant Jackson was going to be wide open on the left-hand side of the field. So it'll be 3rd and 5 now from the 6-yard line. So a little bit of breathing room for the Invaders. They try and get this first down. As we've only had a few seconds run off the clock since the Invaders took over on this possession. So 4 wide receivers set once again for Johnson. Johnson draw play to Lindgren up the middle, trying to pick his way through, and is going to pick up that first down. Nice conversion, nice run by Lindgren. Gets it out to the 12-yard line, so first down for the Invaders. So the Invaders are able to make it out of the shadows of their own goalposts and get that first down. I'm getting threatened by someone to step on my foot. My broke foot. Thank you, Jody, but no. Oh, Ricky. Pass. Takes his time, passes complete to Constant Jackson. Looks like about a 4-yard gain on that play by Jackson. Just a quick hitch pattern there. So 2nd and 6 for the Invaders. Invaders kind of, I wouldn't say they're doing high tempo offense today. Just kind of taking their time. I know they're short a few players on both sides of the ball today, since we kind of picked up this game late. So Johnson with 4 wide receivers once again, looking to throw the ball. Throws it out deep, intended for Jermaine Armstrong and Constant Jackson there. Jermaine Armstrong filling in at wide receiver today. Doesn't get a ton of work there, so it looked like we had 2 wide receivers in the same spot. I don't know which one Javante was intending the pass for, if it was for Constant, who was right there as well, but in and out of the hands of Jermaine Armstrong. So that brings up 3rd and 6 for the Invaders, 8:50 on the clock here in the second quarter. As the Invaders go trips to the left this time. Nope. Austin Moline shifts back over to the right side, so 2 receivers each side. Lindgren in the backfield. There we go. And we're back. I don't know if it's going to stay on this time. It's so 4th and long for the Invaders. Deep inside their own territory. Low snap for Johnson, picks it up. Under pressure, rolls to his left. Gets the pass off to Moline, incomplete. So the Invaders being aggressive on offense, turn the ball over on downs inside their own 15-yard line. Yep. Need to zoom it back in a bit. Let's see, we were about there. So turnover on downs for the Invaders. So 1st and goal inside the red zone for the Sabercats with 7:58 on the clock. Invaders playing with fire here by turning the ball over inside their own 20-yard line. Sabercats going to try and get this ball in the end zone. See if they stick with that running game. Sickler under center. Looking to pass this time. Under pressure. Rolls to his left. Throws a pass out. Caught over the middle. Inside the 10-yard line. Dick down at about the 7. Pass completed to Dwayne Carr. And it looks like it's a gain of about 7 on that play. So 2nd and 3. At the 6-yard line for the Sabercats. Cannot afford turnovers, even on downs, especially when you're that deep in your own territory. Invaders are forced to face another goal line stand again. running play, tries to bounce out to the outside, thrown out of bounds by Vinny Holmes at about the 5-yard line. I think that was Darius Mock on the carry. Nope, that's number 25. Oh, Marshall Campbell on the carry. That's right. So 3rd and looks like 3 for the Sabercats as we're past the halfway point of this second quarter. So Sickler under center. Dive play up the middle. Taken down at the 5-yard line. So it'll bring up 4th and goal. They might spot him as far as the 4-yard line. So it'll bring up 4th and 2 inside the 5-yard line. We'll see what the Sabercats do on this 4th down this time. I guess I don't know if I saw in warm-ups if the Sabercats had a place kicker. So that might necessitate going for it a little bit here. Only a 13-point game so far. Clock running under 6 minutes. 4th and 2 from the Fargo Invaders 5-yard line. So offset I formation. Sickler looking to pass, throws a pass. It is over the receiver's head. That'll be another turnover on downs for the Sabercats. So once again, the Fargo Invaders playing with fire, get out of danger, and force a turnover on downs. See if I can find one of our other sponsors. Mid-Dakota Coaches has been providing quality motor coach and school bus transportation for over 44 years. They can transport your group across town or across the country, meeting the transportation needs for everyone, including your very own Fargo Invaders. That's Ottertail Mid-Dakota Coaches. So we'll see what the Invaders offense does this time. Dante Starr in the backfield for the Invaders. 4 wide receiver set once again for the Invaders. Quick pass out to the outside to Consta Jackson. Tries to make a man miss. Plants his foot and falls down. So gain of about a half a yard or at least a couple feet on that play. They might have given him a yard on that play, it looks like, based on where the down and distance guys are standing. Coming up on the 5-minute mark here in the first half. They did give him a yard on that play. Same formation for the Invaders. Johnson looking to throw. Blitz off the outside. Pass to the outside, caught by Brandon Jones. Spin move, make a man miss, and gets out to the 20-yard line. Nice move, tackled by the previous quarterback for the Sabercats, number 7, Anthony Smith. So it's a first down out to the 20-yard line. Sabercats tried to bring some pressure off the outside. Johnson obviously was able to recognize it and get it out to Brandon Jones. Normally the starting running back for the Invaders, but pressed into wide receiver duty today. He said duty. That's pretty cool. So 1st and 10 once again for the Invaders. Sabercats looking like they're going to bring pressure off the left side. Quick pass out to Armstrong. Got to tuck that ball away. Tremaine was able to make the catch this time, though. Gain of about 2 on that play, maybe 3. So 2nd and 8 for the Invaders. Under 4 minutes now, coming up on the 3.5-minute mark. Johnson pointing out some of the defense to Starr. Pump fake. Going to throw this one deep. Intended for Consta Jackson. Jackson trying to get the call for the referee. Thought he was going to be interfered with. But he was double covered there by the Sabercats. After Jackson's last weekend, where he had 4 touchdown receptions. Obviously, the defenses are aware of him now, and with no John Bonney today for the Invaders, all that defensive focus can focus on Constant Jackson. It's up to some of these other wide receivers for the Invaders to make the Sabercats worry about them as well. So 3rd and 8 for the Invaders, as I see Tahir warming up on the sideline, hoping there's nothing wrong with him and his kicking leg. Johnson, low snap, plenty of time. Now there's some pressure, rolls to his right. On out to Brandon Jones. It's caught for the first down at the 45-yard line. Nice catch by Brandon Jones, having to twist himself around to be able to catch that one. Javonte Johnson under pressure. And we're back again. As I said, we're going to have some issues with this app. So 2:31 to go in the first half. Your score still remains 13-0, and we are zoomed in enough, I believe. So just trying to make do with what we have here with the Fargo Invaders football. So with a lot of starting and stopping with the broadcast, hopefully it's at the same web link there. So 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. Johnson draw play up the middle to Dante Starr. Big hole up the middle, running hard. That should be enough for another Fargo Invaders first down. Nice run by Dante Starr. Someone in the booth approves. Very much so. Let's just hope that made it to the broadcast, Jody. Draw play up the middle by Dante Starr. Big hole up the middle. He's able to get 10 yards, if not 11 on that play for the first down. Two-minute warning. So since we still have a broadcast right now, we'll see if we can maybe we'll do a couple reads just because I got those ready. I have to cycle the commercials, which is not really the best thing ever. FargoChairRentals.com can meet your event needs from chairs, tables, to even a little extra shade. If you're looking to rent for an event, contact Blake Weedman at FargoChairRentals.com and mention #InvaderElite for a discount. That's FargoChairRentals.com. Let's see. I don't have my Dots Pretzels. Dot's Homestyle Pretzels are a special family snack created many years ago by Dot and her family kitchen. The first taste says it all. These pretzels are an addicting gourmet snack loved by many all over the country. You can find their delicious pretzels in Fargo at Cashwise, Shields, and Vintage Point. That's Dot's Pretzels. So we have to get rid of that commercial. And we need to add a new commercial. No, it's plugged in. Nope. So here we go. 1st and 10 once again for the Fargo Invaders. Johnson in the backfield along with his 4 wide receiver set. Taking his time at the line of scrimmage. Plenty of time on the play clock, so. Snap. Dante Starr picks up the blitzer. Plenty of time for Johnson. Constant Jackson's wide open. 10-5. Touchdown. Fargo. Kick is up, end over end, wide right. So the score remains Fargo 19, Twin Cities nothing. As we get ready for another kickoff, we'll go back to another commercial.
Hey, little
Back at Husky Stadium, 1:52 to go in the first half. Your Fargo Invaders lead 19-0 over the Twin Cities Sabercats. That 33-yard extra point, that's kind of getting, it's not to the max of Tahir's range. I know that his record for field goal is 42-yarder, but it's getting close. And I can see why, obviously, NFL kickers have issues with trying to kick from all the way out there.
Nobody asked you, Kevin!
Sorry. And we have Josh Gatling running off. Got to make sure he's lined up in the right spot. There's new rules in the NFL, and that's the rules we're playing by. Tahir getting ready to kick this one away. End over end kick. This one over the return man's head, taken by the deep return man at the inside the 5-yard line, down the left-hand sideline, and taken out of bounds. Finally, I thought he was out of bounds about the 25-26. They let the play continue and taken out of bounds, probably inside the 30 at the 29 or 28-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. And they're going to put it at where? At the 30-yard line. So 1:44 in the first half remains. Your score is 19-0 Fargo. Leading here in St. Cloud, a neutral site venue for both teams. Season opener for the Sabercats. Third game of the year for the Invaders. Their last non-league game for the next few weeks. They do have one more non-league game remaining against those Minnesota Mud Dogs down here at this very stadium in St. Cloud on June 22nd or 29th. I think the 29th. High snap over Stickler's head. Ball is loose, and the ball is going to be loose. Picked up and recovered. Touchdown, Fargo, you betcha. That is Greg Stem on the recovery, I believe, with his first touchdown of the season, the first defensive touchdown of the season for the Fargo Invaders. A bad snap. I can't say that enough. Snaps, they end up over the quarterback's head, can lead to all kinds of trouble. That's right. Jody's sleeping at the wheel. She's texting her mom or something. It's probably, maybe, could be not there. It's hard to say. It should be the Fire Network. Look for that on YouTube. So Tahir trying to get another extra point. Snap is over Javante's head. And Tahir's just going to have to take that ball and take a knee. So snapping problems on the Invaders sideline as well. So the score remains 25-0 with 1:36 to go. Are we still live there, Jody? Well, look at that. It looks like it, I think. Mr. President, can you check to make sure we're still on the same link on YouTube? I think it's still there? Okay, so it looks like even though we have times where the app crashes and we have to restart it, or we just get kicked offline, it goes back on there. So, how many? 18 viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, but then it probably crashed, and they were like, nah, we're not going to do this. Noodle arm Brad Johnson? Hey, Ricky, how many Super Bowls does he have?
As a backup.
Nope, as a starter.
That's because they couldn't find nobody.
Right. Bitter Vikings fans, I tell you. Just can't get over the fact that the Bucs have a Super Bowl win and they do not. It'd be even worse if Franco was here since he's a Giants fan and they've got like 4. Tahir kicking this one off. A little squib kick this time, taken by one of the upmen at the 25-yard line. Runs towards the middle past the 30. Tries to break a tackle and taken down at the 33-yard line. Refs are going to be generous and spot him down at the 34. So with 1:30 to go in the first half, 25-0 is your score. Invaders over the Sabercats. Sabercats trying to get something going. They've had a couple opportunities inside the Fargo Invaders 5-yard line unable to come up with any points. As I said, I'm not sure if it's not kicking it by choice or just they don't have the personnel. Invaders are very lucky to have a kicker up to here's talent level on their roster. I believe that the St. Paul Pioneers even have a player on their team. There was a former college kicker that kicked a... How far a kick did he kick last year for win that one? Huh? He had a 51-yarder to win a game against the Sioux City Stampede in one of the best league games of the year last year. Stickler under center. Looking to throw this one out to the left. Hit as he throws. Is that a fumble or a pass? I'm going to say his arm went forward. That was a pass. Lucky there because the Invaders recovered that one. 1:26 to go in the first half. I thought maybe they hit him and his arm went forward, but it was empty when it came. The hand came forward empty, but no instant replay up here. I got to keep making sure I'm zoomed in enough. I don't want to over zoom and definitely don't want to under zoom. All I want to do is zoom and a boom boom, Jody. Trips to the left for the Sabercats. Stickler staying under center. Mike just got that joke or just finally laughed. I don't know what that's about, but toss play. Running back's got nowhere to go. Going to be taken down for a big loss. Ball is loose, and it is recovered by the Sabercats. And they've got Sabercaps too. But Landon Moline was going to be there and a chance to recover that, but was just a bit past that point. Couldn't reach back to get it. Invader player down on the field. It's one of the two Gregs. And we will get him checked out. And we'll go to another commercial, which we'll do this one again.
Where can get your phone and computer repaired? At Where Repair. With no appointment necessary, you can bring your devices in right away. Have our knowledgeable staff do a free diagnostics to determine the problem. Stay up to date by checking the status of your ticket online. All of our services come with a warranty. Where Repair also does web development. Stop by Where Repair for all your phone and computer repairs.
Hey little voodoo child, you got me running wild. You make me feel alive. Ooh, I feel your heart and soul, perfectly in control. Put up and count in your spell now. So lay it on me, child. You know you drive me wild. You got me feeling like
Hi, I'm Scott Admiral Big Gun Backstrom from TailgateMaster.com. My best-selling blend is called Tears of Our Rivals, and it's an everything blend because, you know, when you're tailgating and you're at the game, everything tastes better if it's sprinkled with the tears of your rivals. I really enjoy grilling, I really enjoy tailgating, I really enjoy this type of outdoor football. When I found out that the Invaders have this fantastic team playing right in Fargo, it seemed like a really natural fit to me. I'm a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. My wife is NDSU alumni, so I always cheered for the Bison. You know, Vikings, Bison. Here's another awesome horned-hatted team. At my very first Invaders game, I was there probably 10.
And back. 1:12 on the clock after Greg Stem was helped to the sideline. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Might be an ankle injury. Didn't look like he could put much pressure on that when he walked off. Or actually, he couldn't walk off. He was helped off. So 3rd and long for the Sabercats here at the end of the half. Looking to pass the ball out to the left. Pass is deflected by Antoine Phillips. Popped up in the air, but he could not get the ball. So 1:08 on the clock. 4th down for the Sabercats. We'll see if they punt this one away this time or if they'll continue to try and go for it. I see Smith trotting on the field, so they might be punting this one away. Downs on where? Yeah, they don't run that. So Smith back in once again to punt this one away. Last time it was pretty close to a big play for the Invaders special teams. But Smith was able to avoid the tackler. High snap once again, under pressure, taken down for a loss. This time by Derek Alexander, playing out of his own hometown here in St. Cloud, Minnesota today. And so the Invaders will have the ball back inside the red zone with 1:05 to go on the clock. We'll see what the Invaders can do on offense after their last offensive play resulted in a Constant Jackson touchdown of 45, or was it 40 yards? How far it was, Michael? 89. That doesn't help. Doesn't help at all. There's a reason why I never give you a microphone, Michael. How long? The last possession. Constant Jackson touchdown. How far was that? Was that 45? Huh? 44-yard touchdown pass to Constant Jackson. That's true. Josh Gatling out wide to the right. Finally picked up and covered there. Trips to the left for Javonte Johnson with Dustin Lindgren in the backfield. Johnson throwing the ball to Gatling. Goes up, makes a... Oh! Flag on the play. Josh Gatling went up and caught it. They're going to call him for offensive pass interference, but when he came down... Don't do that. Don't do that. This is being touchy. I could hear myself cutting in and out. I'm sure a lot of the fans would prefer that cut out all the time, but... What is going on with this thing? Maybe it could be my headphones too. It might not be my microphone. Josh Gatling went up to catch that one, caught it. But then when he came down with it, he came down on the ball, so the ball popped loose. Plus, he got called for offensive pass interference when he made his move for the ball. So we'll try this again. Timeout, Sabercats. And we're back after another up and down with the Live Air Solo app on the iPad. It's got its flaws, but it has been doing an okay job. Back at Husky Stadium. 59 seconds left on the first clock. I don't know if we're not zoomed in. No, I hope they're not running the clock. Oh. Reverse play to Jermaine Armstrong. Around the left-hand side. Makes a man miss. Blocked by Gatling. Gains about 6 on that play. I think that the commercials are just automatically louder, and I don't have a way to really balance that out on this app. I mean, I could. True, but usually they're not listening to me anyway. Well, Rule's one of my biggest fans. What can I say? So 2nd and 15 now for the Invaders. After the Invaders had called timeout. Thank you, Michael. All right. On the left hash mark now for the 2nd and 15 play. 45 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Looks like Constant Jackson is wide to the right. Josh Gatling wide left. Jermaine Armstrong in the slot with 2 backs in the backfield. Johnson handoff to Brandon Jones. Fakes the reverse this time. Tries to get to the outside. Turns the corner out of bounds at the 20-yard line with 39 seconds left on the clock. So now it's 3rd and 10 for the Invaders. I know I always make myself louder, but I don't think anybody really wants that. Nope. Toss pass. I mean, Jermaine Armstrong, I've seen him throw the ball in practice, so you split him out wide left, run that toss play to the wide receiver coming around, throw it deep to Josh Gatling. So trips to the left. Johnson with plenty of time. Looks it to Josh Gatling, 10-5, touchdown. Fargo, you betcha. Josh Gatling into the end zone for the first time this season. First time this season, Josh gets into the end zone, although this time it's as a wide receiver. So 6 more points on the board for the Fargo Invaders, who now lead 31-0 with 33 seconds remaining in the first half. And another extra point attempt for Lazan Tahir. There's been a little bit of kind of disconnect between the snapper and Javante Johnson trying to get that snap in. There's the snap, set, and the kick. End over end, it is up, and is good. So the extra point is good, so Lazan Tahir getting things worked out. Makes it 32-0 with 33 seconds to go in the half. Penalty flag down. All right. So roughing the kicker. So the Invaders will have the kickoff at midfield. So that'll be at the 50-yard line. We'll see if the Invaders want to take any time here to try and work on any kind of squib kicks or onside kicks. Not to try and run anything up, but try and work on some things that could become available or important down the stretch. As the guys were saying up in the booth up there, really nice route that time by Josh Gatling. Looked like he was just going to run deep to the end zone, broke it off, was wide open over the middle, was able to catch it, get in the end zone for 6. And he beat that zone coverage. Beat that zone coverage. You just tell me what to say, Michael. I'll just be your voice, man. Yeah, I know, right? You only had to say it 6 times. Now, the only question I have here, I guess that's technically the right lineup for the kick return, correct? To be within 10 yards of the kick. So Tahir kicks this one off. Going to get this one through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So 33 seconds to go in the first half, and I believe if we're doing NFL rules that they should have the ball first and 10 at the 25-yard line to start this next possession. Right in the middle. So 32-0 is your score. Fargo leads Twin Cities. 33 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter, excuse me. And for those that are still watching, thank you for still being there after all of our starts and stops with our software today. Trying to make do with what we have. Now, if anybody out there watching wants to hit that donate button and earmark some money for the broadcast of the Fargo Invaders, that's always welcome to help us upgrade our equipment that we need to be able to bring you a better quality video production. As long as you guys can see what's going on today, that's the most important part. Sickler takes the knee to run out the clock here in the first half. And that's going to take us to halftime. I don't think they're going to have to get another snap off before the half. So your score here at halftime, the Fargo Invaders lead 32-0 over the Twin Cities Sabercats, live from Husky Stadium in St. Cloud. You're watching Fargo Invaders football on the Fire Network, and we'll be back after the halftime break.
Hey, little voodoo child, you got me running wild. You make me feel alive. Oh, I feel your heart and soul, perfectly in control. Put up and count in your spell now. So lay it on me, child. You know you drive me wild. You got me feeling like
Hi, I'm Scott, Admiral Big Gun Backstrom from TailgateMaster.com. My best-selling blend is called Tears of Our Rivals, and it's an everything blend because, you know, when you're tailgating and you're at the game, everything tastes better if it's sprinkled with the tears of your rivals. I really enjoy grilling. I really enjoy tailgating. I really enjoy this type of outdoor football. When I found out that the Invaders have this fantastic team playing right in Fargo, it seemed like a really natural fit to me. I'm a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. My wife is NDSU alumni, so I always cheered for the Bison. You know, Vikings, Bison. Here's another awesome horned-hatted team. At my very first Invaders game, I was there probably 10 minutes, and I suddenly felt like I'm home. Make sure you check out the concession stands. I'm grilling up burgers and hot dogs. I hope if I can bring anything to the Invaders, it's just a little bit of entertainment. If I can help out a little bit, why not? TailgateMaster.com is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Fargo Invaders.
Shirodara is an ancient Ayurvedic treatment. It balances the hemispheres of the brain. It helps with insomnia, depression, anxiety, and so much more. It's a deeply relaxing and rejuvenating experience, which can be greatly profound for the body, mind, and spirit. treatment. It balances the hemispheres of the brain. It helps with insomnia, depression, anxiety, and so much more. It's a deeply relaxing and rejuvenating experience, which can be greatly profound for the body, mind, and spirit.
As the players make their way back onto the field to start the second half, in which the Fargo Invaders should get the ball to start the half. Halftime stats for your Fargo Invaders. Javante Johnson at quarterback, 9 of 16 for 168 yards and 3 touchdowns. The receiving core today, Jermaine Armstrong, 1 catch for 5 yards. Dante Starr, 1 catch for 10. He's got it listed as a receiving there, dude. Brandon Jones, 4 catches for 24 yards. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 rushes for 24 yards. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm trying to spit it out. Dante Starr had 1 carry for 10 yards. Jermaine Armstrong, 1 for 5. Dustin Lundgren, 4 carries for 10 yards. Receiving, Josh Gatling, 1 catch for 20 yards and a touchdown. Jermaine Armstrong, 1 catch for 2 yards. Constance Jackson, 5 catches, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns to go in conjunction with his 4 touchdowns from last week. And Austin Moline had a pass intended for him. Brandon Jones, 2 catches for 38 yards. Twin City Sabercats, Matthew Sickler's 1 of 5 for 7 yards and an interception. Anthony Smith, 1 of 2, no interceptions or touchdowns. Sickler's got 2 carries for 4 yards. Marshall Campbell, 9 carries for 30 yards. Darius Mock, 3 carries for 7. Rodé Jones, 3 carries for 4 yards. Receiving, Dwayne Carr, 1 catch for 7 yards. And Ben Whitis, 1 catch for 3 yards. Fargo did get a defensive touchdown today. It was recovered by Greg Stem in the end zone for a touchdown. And the Sabercats are ready and lined up. Jody, if you want to grab your headset and microphone and talk with the people, since you've got, you got the experience, talking to people, so there's that. And you are on line 2.
Check, check, check. Is this thing on?
This thing is on. So Jody is actually helping me out turning the iPad for me. So if you want to scoot back over here, you're more than welcome to.
I don't know if I want you to tell them that, because then I'm blamed for all the bad
Well,
things
it's better
that
them
happen.
to blame you than to blame me.
I see how you work. I see how that works.
Exactly. You know, I got to make myself look good rather than, you know, make everybody else look good. I'm doing the best I can over here.
Doing pretty good.
New setup, new situation, trying to make use of an iPad. So I believe we've got, I can't tell who's kicking off there. End over end kick. It's going to be taken by, I think that's Jermaine Armstrong running to the right. Hit, not taken down, spins off, and is finally taken down at about the 24-yard line. Penalty flag on the play. We'll see what the penalty is here. 32-0 is your score. I got to update the scoreboard here quick before I bring it back up. There it is. 32-0, start of the third quarter. Personal foul on the Invaders. I didn't catch what who the penalty was on. Play. So they will back them up. I thought he did personal foul. Back them up 15 yards, and I think, are we going to be 1st and 10 from there? Yeah, so 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Or no, my bad. At the 13, it looks like. So first possession of the second half for the Invaders as they get things going here. Able to get our commercials in at the halftime break, so that worked well. Javonte Johnson joined the backfield by Brandon Jones. Shifts Brandon Jones to his left. 4 wide receiver set once again. Johnson has to step up in the pocket, avoid pressure, rolls to his right. Got a man caught by number 14. Not touchdown. Now the whistles blow. And that is number 14 today is Dev Vanderbilt, playing wide receiver today. 14 is usually Cornell King. He wasn't able to make the trip with us today, so we've got a substitute. You might want to look these over. I might make you read these.
Oh, I can do that.
I know.
I can read.
9-2. She needs listeners.
9 to 2, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. Not today, though.
Well,
It
usually
says
10
you're
to
supposed
2,
to.
yeah, usually 10 to 2 on Saturday, but
And that's Froggy 99.9 for all you
Yes.
country music fans in Fargo. Jody might need to put in a word with their marketing department. Yeah. I know. Handoff to Brandon Jones off the right-hand side. Nowhere to go that time for Brandon Jones. Loss of 1 on the play. Brandon Jones, one of the Fargo Invaders running backs, are really trying to get that running game going. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to really get some significant running lanes for Brandon so far this season. So 2nd and 11 for the Invaders. Jackson and Armstrong wide left. Vanderbilt and Moline wide right. Handoff on a delayed handoff to Brandon Jones. Gets out to the right, turns the corner, makes a man miss. Seems see where they mark him down. And it is enough for a first down. So after that 1-yard loss, Brandon Jones makes a man miss in the backfield, gets to the edge, and picks up a first down for the Fargo Invaders at their own 45-yard line. Clock just hits the 13-minute mark here in the third quarter. Now, Jody, is play-by-play something you want to add to your repertoire as well?
sure thing.
She just nods. Great commentary, just as good as Franco, I might add.
Definitely want to do that.
Johnson looking over the defense here at this next first down play. Johnson checking with his wide receivers. Constant Jackson wide to the left. Plenty of time on the clock, getting to that 5-second mark on the play clock. Johnson with time, rolls to his right, gets a block, throws it out across the middle. Pass is caught by Austin Moline at the 39-yard line of the Twin Cities Sabercats. Enough for another Fargo Invaders first down.
You guys are doing good.
They might be doing a little better than good.
Now's the point of the game to see what soundbite makes Jody crack up. So another first down for the Invaders on their opening drive of the second half. Couple nice passing plays. Johnson has had to avoid some pressure, but that time he rolled to his right, picked up a nice block by his right tackle. I believe that's Nate Spatz. The nice pickup there. Gave him some extra time. High snap that time. Just gonna have to take the sack on that one. It's one of the things I've noticed so far in all three games is that some of those snaps are coming back. They're floating too much, and it doesn't give the quarterback enough time to make a decision whether or not he's going to try and hurry up and get rid of that ball or if he's going to have to just take off and run. That blitzer coming off the edge is right there by the time Johnson is just getting that ball under control. So 2nd and 16 from the Sabercats 45-yard line. Johnson shifts Jones to the other side of him. Snap.
Oh.
Pass is intercepted down the sidelines. Johnson's going to have to try and make a tackle, and he's unable to, and that's a pick 6. That's 6 points for the Sabercats. And that's the first points that have been given up by the Invaders this season. And that makes the score 32-6. Receiver was just not quite ready for that one. And it went into the hands of the defender, and he could not be brought down in time. There was a lot of open space there for him to just rumble down the sidelines. Guys, did you get a number on who made the play? Number 18 for the Sabercats is not listed on my sheet. He's unlisted. So unlisted goes the distance on the pick 6, about a 50-yard play there. 53 to be exact. Thank you, Mr. Pesnick. So the scoreless streak has been stopped for the Invaders. Well, I guess you can't even really say the defense. That's on the offense there. So 32-6, but for the Fargo Invaders in general, that's the first points they've given up this season on a pick 6. So now we have the Sabercats going for 2. As the Invaders try to shift some new people in on defense. Trying to get lined up correctly. Sickler still in at quarterback. Blitz, fumble. And no matter who it's recovered by, it's, since play's dead now. I know. I said it was a moot point because it's down. Nobody's going to return it either way. That's all I'm saying, Matt. Just stay out of my conversation, Pesnick. Right. No, I knew that they could take it back. My point was that no one was going to take it back. Well, you know, I know that. So 10:34 on the clock here in the third quarter. Your score 32-6. The Sabercats get on the board after a pass did not find its intended target. Went to the Sabercats defender, and he took it back after a nice cutback. And he got 6 on the board. So your score is 32-6 Fargo, leading Twin Cities here in the early stages of the third quarter. Looks like we have Jermaine Armstrong and Johnny Ware back deep to return this kick. And Michael Guyton's right next to me, just so everybody could hear that.
Thanks for clarifying. I didn't want them to think it was me.
Well, no, you didn't need to. You're a professional. You don't have to clear your throat like that. As the Invaders get their kick return team lined up. 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I can't. Guys, can you tell me who's kicking? 30. Rodre Jones kicks this one off, end over end. Makes its way down to Jermaine O'Neal, running to his right. Got some blockers, gets to the outside. Down the sideline he goes and pushed out in Sabercats territory. Nice return by Armstrong. All the way down to the 42-yard line of the Sabercats. So that will be where the Invaders start their next possession, leading 32-6 after a turnover that led to a Sabercats score. So the drive was starting well for the Invaders' last possession. Unfortunately, that turnover cost them 6 points. First 6 they've given up this season. So Lindgren this time in the backfield. Johnson looking to pass, throws over the middle, caught by Jermaine Armstrong. Taken down inside the 25-yard line, all the way down to the 23-yard line. First down for your Invaders. Johnson, when he's had time to pass, he's had a lot of time to pass. Able to set his feet in the pocket and wait for his receiver to get open. And that's a gain of 22, I believe, on the play. Lindgren up the middle. Bonga's blocks taken down at the 16-yard line. And that is a gain of about 9, it looks like. Excuse me, 8. So 2nd and 2 for the Invaders, trying to make up for that last. The Invaders' defense is very proud of that shutout streak they have going. I'm sure they're going to give their offensive counterparts a hard time about that. Lindgren trying to get that first down inside the 15, just inside of it. So it'll bring up 3rd and short for the Invaders as we come up on the 9-minute mark. So depending on what they play or what they call will depend on if it works or not.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's facts. So we'll see what they can do here on 3rd and short. I think we have Leante Baldwin in the backfield this time. Draw him off sides that time. Dead ball. Well, they're going to false start on the Invaders. I'm not sure who they got that on. It looked like they had drawn the Sabercats off sides. So that'll back them up 6. So make it 3rd and 6. Change of the play calling now for the Invaders. So it might be a 4-down type of area of the field. Johnson, plenty of time looking to pass. Pass, tried to zip it in there to Jermaine O'Neal. Pass incomplete. That one, it looked like Johnson had plenty of time. He could have rolled out and maybe tried to pick up the first down with his feet. Stayed in the pocket, tried to hit his receiver. Good defense there by the Sabercats. 8:10 on the clock now. Almost halfway through this 3rd quarter already. So 4th down and 6 for the Invaders. Electing to keep the offense on the field. Receivers flip sides for the Invaders. Johnson looking to pass. Plenty of time. Rolls to his left. Moves back to his right. Boyne's a defender. Has time. Waits for his receiver to come open. There as it is. Brandon Jones caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Fargo. You betcha. Brandon Jones worked his way open in the back of the end zone. Found himself the only man there. Johnson bought some time with his legs. rolled one way, rolled all the way back to the other. Was able to set his feet, find Brandon Jones at the back of the end zone by himself. Another 6 on the board for the Invaders. So 7:59 on the clock. And I do see our man, Greg Stem, I do believe it's an ankle injury, hopping all the way back. I really should have brought that scooter for my ankle, or for his ankle.
You're not a good teammate.
No. Lazant here, kick is going to be way short this time. Not the best day for Lazant kicking. All-star kicker for the Invaders. A lot of times that extra distance there is a little bit hard for the kickers to adjust to. So with 7:59 to go, the score remains 38-6. Fargo leading. I don't know why you're telling me that is not supported. Top one.
Discovery Benefits. Discovery Benefits is award-winning, people-centered. The cornerstone of our business is to provide responsive and flexible administrative services that create value for our clients and their employees. We are a customer-focused organization blending people and technology to provide high-quality customer service and administration.
Good job. It's like you've done this
Thanks.
stuff before. One more.
Just a little bit.
Next
Doing
one.
another one. Dot's Homestyle Pretzels are a special family snack created many years ago by Dot in her family kitchen. The first taste says it all. These pretzels are an addicting gourmet snack loved by many all over the country. You can find their delicious pretzels in Fargo at Cashwise, Shields, and Vintage Point.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. It's a Seinfeld reference, Jody.
The whole booth, I think, said
I know.
that.
So Tahir getting set to kick this one off again for the Invaders. 38-6 your score. And the ball blew off the tee. '17 is Ronald Franks. To here, squib kick this time down the middle of the field. Picked up by the return man inside the 30. That's number 23. I'll get his name in a second. Down the sideline, trying to cut back once again. That's number 23. Who's 23, Matt? That was 27? 27. Vang? That's what I have listed at. Hector Fung? He's with the V? Oh. Hector is listed as number 31. Oh, thanks for telling me. That always helps when you're trying to do a broadcast. I know, but I didn't get a chance to print it off because that other one was like all out of numerical order, and I can't do it that way. Well, you updated our roster for me. You could have updated the other one. I mean, that's just being a good team president, but, you know, whatever. Trips to the left for the Sabercats. Sickler pitch to the left to the running back. Down the sideline. Cuts back. Finally taken down. That's enough for a first down. Darius Mock on the carry. Nice run there. That's right. Darius Mock. I knew that name from somewhere. He's a former St. Paul Pioneer. He scored a touchdown against us before. It's kind of weird seeing a couple of these previous NFL running backs on different teams because they're still the same running back. They're just, you know, different team, and it's weird to see them. You're used to seeing them at a certain level. Another pitch play, run to the outside. Ball is loose on the ground, picked up that time by number 7. That is Zach Black. Jody with the delay on the camera turn. Just point that out that was Jody. Good job, Jody.
Thank you.
So another turnover for the Sabercats. Invaders get on that fumble and recover it at the Sabercats' 41-yard line. Sorry, that was my bad. Quick read here from Ottertail Minn Dakota Coaches. They've been providing quality motor coach and school bus transportation for over 44 years. They can transport your group across town or across country, meeting the transportation needs of all those involved, including your Fargo Invaders.
You seem like you've done that once or twice before.
A little bit. I have to learn to be real quick with some of these. And Austin Moline's getting his gloves on. Let's all give him a hard time about not having his gloves ready to go. 4 wide receivers set. Johnson with plenty of time, looking to throw this one deep. Pass underthrown and picked off. Return man still on his feet. Constant Jackson comes up hobbling a bit. Intercepted by JT Miles. That pass just didn't have enough air underneath it to get to Constant Jackson. Somewhat of an easy interception for Miles there. Nice return on that. So after getting the fumble recovery, Invaders give that ball right back. Sabercats will start their next drive at their own 36-yard line. 6:43 on the clock after the exchange of turnovers. 38-6 is your score. Sabercats trying to get set with all their players. So Sickler remains in at quarterback. Trips to the left for the Sabercats. A little bit floating snap. Phillips with pressure and then finally taken down. That should be Anthony Antonio on the sack. Loss of 5 on the play, maybe only 4. So it'll be 2nd and 14 for the Sabercats. Jody, do you know that Anthony's got a brother that has played for us before? Michael?
I did not know that.
And so instead of just Antonio, we've got Dos Tonio playing for us.
Oh, that was a good one.
I know. I've worked on that one for a while.
I could tell.
So 2nd and long for the Sabercats. 4 wide receivers set for Sickler. Bit of a delayed start there on that snap. Getting out wide to the right as a running back. I believe that's probably Mock or Marshall. Yep, Darius Mock with a gain of about, the stop, looks like a 5-yard gain on that quick pitch play. Nice burst of speed there for Mock to get to the outside. Invaders were right there in pursuit, but he was able to get 5 yards. Get that loss back in a couple more. So 3rd and 8 for the Sabercats. Clock running here in the 3rd quarter. The rain has held off today. Supposedly only 46 degrees here, but with a gusty breeze, makes it feel about 10 degrees colder. But we're in a nice warm booth. Well, it's nice. Sickler looking to pass this one out. Overthrown, picked off by Josh Gatling. Makes a man miss. Picks up a couple blocks. Penalty flag, another penalty flag. He's going to run this one into the end zone for a touchdown, Fargo. And there's a little bit of a late hit there. I don't think the Fargo Invaders players are really too receptive to that play. But I do know that there are a couple injured Sabercats on the field. And there's 2 penalty flags. I know the referee that called the penalty also threw his hat, so might have been crackback block or a hold or something. It might be after the interception, but we'll have to wait and see. I know Josh was not ready for that hit from behind. So we'll wait and see what the penalty is and who they're on. So I see 2 penalty flags and a hat on the field. I don't see any lingerie or underwear out there, Jody.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. That would take some effort to get those off. I mean, that's what I've been told.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Sure.
Looks like the Sabercats players are getting up under their own power, which is good. Still waiting on the referee to call or let us know what the penalties are. A lot of laundry on the field on that play. Personal foul, roughing the passer against the Invaders, so I don't think that interception is going to count. Dead ball foul, penalty on the... And that's the only two. So it should be 1st and 10 for the Sabercats after all the penalties. So they should get what? Is that going to be a total of 20 or 25 yards on 15 and 15? So 30-yard net gain on the play then for the Sabercats after all the penalties on the Invaders, which negates a really nice pick 6 by Josh Gatling. Picked up a couple blocks and went down the sidelines, but as he was looking back, he knew that that was not going to stand, and that's why he slowed up right before he walked into the end zone. Some confusion for the Invaders as the offense is headed out there, but in fact, it's still time for the defense to be out there, since they did call that roughing the passer. So that happened before the turnover. Had that not been called, had it been 2 penalties on the Invaders after the turnover, they would have been able to maintain possession of the football and been backed up 30 yards. So Sickler got hit. He's taken a play off. So that means Smith is back in. So 4:33 on the clock here in the third quarter. Sabercats now in Invaders territory at the Invaders 32-yard line and with a 1st and 10. And I believe we have a new quarterback in for the Sabercats. Back to pass, tries to get it out to his receiver, number 21. Makes a couple guys miss and taken down inside the 30 all the way down to about the 25-yard line. Pass caught by Johnson. Do you have a number? Who was the quarterback that play, Matt?
Number 5,
JT Miles in at quarterback that time. 4:08 and counting here in the third. Mess with the box. Miles stays in at quarterback, trips to the left. Handoff this time to 26. Anthony Antonio and company there on the stop. Mock with the carry. I do also see Martez Buchanan with assist on the tackle. And they will only mark him for a couple yard loss. So brings up 3rd down for the Sabercats. Here as the third quarter rolls on. Each team has gotten into the end zone this half. Invaders trying to confuse the Sabercats by who's coming on the pressure. JT Miles rolling to his right, escapes. Inside the 10-yard line, enough for a 1st down Miles was able to scramble on a broken play after the pressure came and get down the sidelines for a Sabercat first down. 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Invaders had pressure on him, forced him to roll to his right, but unfortunately there was nobody really there. I saw Antoine Phillips was there. But Miles was able to outrun him towards the sidelines. So once again, inside the 10-yard line, the Invaders defense forced to make another goal line stand to keep their streak of not giving up any points. Pitch play to the left. Mock trying to find somewhere to go, goes backwards, taken down by Antoine Phillips. Nope, breaks the tackle, then gang tackled by Derek Alexander. Antoine Phillips was still there, maybe Treen Smith. Cast of thousands. So a loss on that play backs him up to the 15-yard line. Brings up second and goal from the 15. So positive first play for that Fargo Invaders defense to try and come up with another goal line stand. So we're here from overcast St. Cloud, Minnesota. Trips to the left this time for Miles, filling in as the third string quarterback today. Man in motion. Snap. Miles looking to throw, throws a pass out. Pass is too high. Pass intended for number 84. Patrick Cola. I just printed the wrong one, man. So third and goal from the 15-yard line. Invaders defense trying to come up with 2 more stops to maintain their scoreless streak for the defense, not the team. 30 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. Trips to the left for Miles. Scramble this time up the middle. Taken down inside the 15, down to about the 13. So they'll bring up fourth and goal after a scramble for a couple yards there by Miles. See what they try and come up with on this fourth down play. So end of the third quarter, your score, Fargo 38, Twin Cities 6, with 15 minutes remaining in this game. We'll be back right after this. Back at Husky Stadium for the start of the fourth quarter. So, Jody, what do you think about being up here in the booth?
I love it. I would rather be here than anywhere else.
Let's not get overboard here.
No, I'm being serious. This is a great view.
Mm-hmm. I can't complain about the view. I know that. This is the second time I broadcast from a college stadium. We got to go to Wisconsin River Falls for a couple games in the playoffs for the NEFL that we got to broadcast. And there's something about even these small colleges that, you get this nice press box.
Yeah, this is very
and
nice.
There's no being crowded. I mean, there was one of our early broadcasts. We were at a high school in Minnesota, and basically the camera had to be outside of the box because there wasn't enough room.
Oh, wow.
So This is pretty luxurious, I might say.
It is very nice.
So 4th and goal for the Sabercats as JT Miles fills in at quarterback this drive. Miles running to his left. Looks like it's an intended run the entire way. Pulled down by Derek Alexander for a loss of 5 yards. And that's a turnover on downs for the Sabercats. The Invaders will take over at their 20-yard line. So 14:55 to go in the 4th quarter. What is that? Why does it say first and say 4th? I guess I could change that.
You just realized this? It's
Mhm.
in the
I didn't
4th
have
quarter.
I didn't have everything tested out. I didn't know that's what that was for.
Better late
I
than
guess
never,
I guess it could be quarter or it could be period. So
Oh, okay. There you go.
it works.
All right.
So 1st and 10 for the Invaders. Johnson with 4 wide receivers. Under pressure, rolls back to his left, throws it out. Pass high and intended for Jermaine Armstrong. So 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. Another pass intended for Jermaine Armstrong. What's that? You've seen how well that works. He did, I know. Brandon had a big run there to start this second half. I know. Leonte Baldwin in the backfield with Johnson. There it is, Baldwin. Oh! What looked like it was going to be a fantastic spin move. He got hit just a little bit on the shoulder, threw him completely off balance. And so no gain on the play by Baldwin. He was looking to hit that circle button, hit that spin move just right, but the defender was able to make some contact on him, spun him around. When he spun around, he only had to try to get that foot down to gain his balance, but did not work. So 3rd and 10 for the Invaders. Clock running now. Johnson looking to pass. Throws this one deep. Intended for Constant Jackson. Is tipped and knocked down. So that brings up 4th down. And we will see Lazan Tahir punt for the first time today. It's funny when you see Javante rear back and really try and let that ball go, because I think Constant Jackson and the 2 defenders actually thought he had maybe outrun the range for Johnson to complete a pass or even attempt it. And he just stepped into that one. Nice play by the defense to knock it down, though. Double coverage by Constant easy for you to say. Constant Jackson drawing the double coverage today. So that would have had to have been perfect, or Jackson would have had to have run past those defenders and able to track that one down. Punt team is finally set up for the Invaders. Tahir gets the... Oh, not a good punt that time. I don't know if they got a hand on that one or not. So a punt of... Where are they marking it? 10-yard punt? Yep, 10-yard punt. Good news for the chain gang. They don't have to move. So there's... And we're back. Good thing the only thing you missed was teams shifting from offense to defense. Oh, that's right. Sickler's back in for the Sabercats. Sickler hands the ball off to Marshall. Reverses field. Now taken back. Goes the wrong direction. Trying to make something happen. Taken down. A loss of 10 on the play. Although the referee's walking. Wow, they're giving forward progress to the 36. That's generous. That's generous. That's all I can say. Fargo Invaders defense all day. It's been like Neil Diamond.
I'll smack you in the mouth.
That was Neil Diamond?
Well, it's Will Ferrell as Neil Diamond.
I was going to say, I thought Neil Diamond was so much nicer than that.
No one cares!
Sorry, Jody.
Ay.
So a loss of 6 on that play. Referees stop the clock. Timeout. Called by the Sabercats. I believe that's their first of the half. So we'll do another quick commercial. Just in time for second down. Second down for the Sabercats. Sickler back in at quarterback, looking to throw this one deep over the middle. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That'll bring up third down and 16 for the Sabercats. Sickler had almost threaded the needle to his receiver. Unable to get that to go in. As I try and fumble with my commercials here, and that's what causes some issues sometimes. But we move forward. Trips to the left this time for the Sabercats. 2 of them stacked in the slot. Sickler, high snap, bobbles it, loses it, and it's going to be recovered by Derek Alexander. And just like that, it's Fargo Invaders ball again. Our next read. Jody, can you tell what this company does?
Chair rentals.
There you go. FargoChairRentals.com can meet your event needs, from chairs, tables, to even a little extra shade. If you're looking to rent for an event, call Blake Weedman at FargoChairRentals.com and mention hashtag Invader Elite for a discount. That's FargoChairRentals.com.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Chairs are good, especially when your foot's broken.
You would know.
Yes, I would know. First and 10 for the Invaders. 2 backs in the backfield for the Invaders. Handoff this time. Dante Starr blocking for Brandon Jones. Stiff arm, another stiff arm. Gain of, we'll give him 5, maybe 6 yards on that play. 2nd and 4 for the Invaders. Clock now running at the 12.5-minute mark of the 4th quarter. And just so everyone knows, you are watching Fargo Invaders football on the Fire Network. Not exactly how I imagined our very first broadcast on Fire Network going, but make do with what you have. Johnson this time, hand off to Jones once again up the middle, picking his way through, and looks like he's going to pick up that first down. 5-yard gain on the play. It'll be a first down for the Invaders. Because I'm getting messages. Oh, it was my daughter driving a go-kart for the first time today.
Lucky her.
I know, right?
I'm jealous.
For those of you in the Fargo area, Thunder Road is now open once again for the summer. Not the most summery of days today, but if they want to sponsor us, they certainly can.
Matt just gave you the evil eye.
No, I laughed at the summer part.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Air quotes. Air quotes. as the kids are almost ready for summer break.
Wishful thinking.
I know. Dante Starr carries this time off the left-hand side. Gain of about 4 on that play. A long 3 at least. Looked like that play was actually supposed to go more towards the right, but Dante saw where his running lane was, cut it back to the left, made a nice run, gain of about 4 on that play, brings up 2nd and 6. So 10:43 and counting on the clock. Johnson looks over the defense, taking his time. Hand off to Brandon Jones. Defender was already there in the backfield. At his feet, Brandon Jones tried to jump over him. He just grabbed his ankles, brought him down for a loss on the play of 2. So 3rd and 9 for the Invaders now. The Invaders shuffle some of their offensive line in and out, getting all those guys some work today. Two backs in the backfield once again for the Invaders. Johnson really working that clock and letting that play clock run down. Timeout called by the Fargo Invaders. Gives us another opportunity to hear a word from one of our sponsors. And we're back.
Oh, good for you.
Thanks, Christian. So 3rd and long for the Invaders after that loss on that last rushing attempt by Brandon Jones. Just inside Sabercats territory at the 47-yard line. Johnson swings it out to Brandon Jones in the backfield, trying to make a man miss. Almost got the horse collar on Brandon Jones. He let up on that, so that way he didn't get that penalty flag thrown on him. So that brings up 4th. 4th and about 6. Lazante here going to come out and punt this one away. We'll see if we can improve upon last punt. Lazan, part of a helmet sharing program today. So he's got that going for him, which is nice. It's good to know how to share. So Tahir set to kick this one away. Fake. Pass is complete to Jordan Perkins by Tahir. Running hard inside the 25-yard line. And I'm not sure how it works, Matt, but does that mean that Tahir's got a perfect passer rating this season? No, there's not a touchdown. Oh. Lazan Tahir more effective today with his arm than his foot? Question mark?
Might have been a little delay on that video,
Maybe.
but
That's all right.
we got there now.
Is there a penalty after the play, or what's going on here? I don't know. We're all waiting in the booth to find out exactly what the call was. Yeah, so all right. So illegal man downfield negates Lazante here on the fake punt to Jordan Perkins for the first down. And we'll line up once again to punt this one away. Unfortunate turn of events for the Invaders after a nicely executed fake punt. So now they'll get lined up once again. To run in another player on the punt team. Here does kick this one away. High punt and touchdown, but taken and tried to be returned by the Sabercats. Finally taken down by Dustin Lindgren. So the Sabercats will start their next offensive possession at their own 18-yard line. Another read to do. Glacial Peak Cryotherapy provides whole-body cryotherapy, which is the use of ultra-low temperatures for the purpose of quick muscle recovery and medical therapy. The client is placed in a cryosauna for a short duration of 2 to 3 minutes, which lowers your skin surface temperature significantly and stimulates receptors. If you're looking for improved health and fast recovery, cryotherapy is your answer. That's Glacial Peak Cryotherapy. You didn't turn the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez. You give her a microphone and she just loses all of her responsibilities.
All I'm worried about is talking.
So 7:26, halfway point of the fourth quarter. Fargo leads 38-6 here in St. Cloud against the Twin Cities Sabercats. Looks like JT Miles in at quarterback once again for the Sabercats. Quick pass out to 21, running backwards. Going to be taken down inside the 5. See where they spot this one. I think they will spot him at the 5, so that's going to be a loss of 12 on that play. And public address announcer said 6, but that referee was standing at the 5. I don't know why they're giving him the 6. That's not cool at all. So 2nd and half a country mile. Not quite at the country mile status yet. 2nd and 20 is not a country mile? No, 2nd and 25 or more maybe. So Miles right at the front of his own end zone. High snap. Bobbled over his head, loose in the end zone, and recovered. Nope, and it's recovered by the Sabercats. Look like it's going to be taken out of bounds by, I believe that is Taureen Smith. I thought we were going to have another touchdown recovery in the end zone there.
I thought so too.
But unfortunately, they could not come up with it, and I kind of missed it. I was trying to pick out a number to see who was going to recover that one in the end zone for us, and I missed that the Sabercats were able to pick that up. So they managed to get a gain out of that play of they're out to the 17-yard line, so gain of about 11 on that play. So 3rd and 9 for the Sabercats. That tricky situation of that snap back to the quarterback. You're worried about squibbing it along the ground and ended up shooting it over his head. And part of that's just technique. JT Miles looking to throw this one now. Throws it deep, floating in the air, and it is picked off, this time by Johnny Ware, I believe. Yep. He did not try and lateral at that time, and so the Invaders will take over at about midfield. 5:14 on the clock after the change of possession. And there's a penalty flag down, though, way back there. And who was the penalty on this time? On the Invaders. What was the penalty for, guys? Another roughing the passer penalty against the Invaders. That's the second time today they've had a roughing the passer penalty that's cost them an interception. The first time they got that called on them was not only an interception, but it was an interception return for a touchdown. So they forced a couple turnovers that get wiped away by penalties. So Miles and the Sabercats offense with another first down. Looking to pass again. Miles with time. Throws it almost right at Jeremy Gordon. Jeremy about kicked that ball back the other way. Gordo's not going to be doing any favors as far as making a plea to get some time at tight end, unless it's for blocking. It's all right, Gordo. Yeah? And he dropped it? Oh, no. So 2nd and 10 for the Sabercats. I think that this one, it wasn't directly to him. It was kind of off to the side, so he had to kind of, you only have one hand there. And when you're as big and buff as Jeremy Gordon, it's hard to get that other hand across to be able to catch the ball with both hands. When you're swole. So another timeout by the Sabercats. We better get this ad back up. We'll be right back after these messages. As we're talking in the booth, I think we've had at least 3 plays where we forced turnovers and we haven't been able to keep the ball for the offense. 2 negated by penalties. One when Johnny Ware tried to lateral the ball back to his teammates.
That's depressing. Why did you bring that up?
Because it happened. That's why. So 2nd and 10. Man in motion for the Sabercats. Snap. Miles with time is going to try and heave this one as deep as he can. Perkins gets his head around late, and the receiver is able to make a play on that ball. That ball really floated out there. Unfortunately, the receiver turned his head, and Jordan Perkins was not able to get his head turned around in time to make a play on the ball to knock it down or pick it off. Sabercats get a first down on that play. 1st and 10 now at the 40-yard line for the Sabercats. First and 10. Pitch play. Back to Mock. He's got to make men miss just to get out of the backfield. Campbell that time. Marshall Campbell on the carry. My mistake. About a 4-yard gain on that play. Clock coming up with 3:30 to go in the game. Second half's gone by fairly quickly. Only at the 2.5-hour mark of this game. Although when we got to the 2-minute warning last half, the Invaders ended up scoring 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Marshall shifted to the right side of Miles. High snap. Miles under pressure almost taken down by Alexander. Makes a couple men miss, breaks tackles, still going. And then Alexander gets back up and gets back into the play and makes the tackle. So a gain on that play brings up 3rd and 2. So a gain of 8 on that scramble. 2.5 on the clock. Might get one more play before a 2-minute warning. As Miles and the offense line up for this 3rd down. Miles under pressure is going to have to run it. It's got some room out to his right. He's got to get a block. 10-5 taken down inside the 5-yard line. Will be enough for another 1st down for the Sabercats. Oops, my bad. I was fiddling with stuff for commercial break. My bad. So the 2-minute warning now, as we have 2 minutes left in the game. 1st and goal for the Sabercats at the Invaders' 3-yard line. The Invaders trying to hold on to their defensive shutout. Sabercats scored on a interception return. We'll be back right after these messages.
Where can get your phone and computer repaired? At Where Repair. With no appointment necessary, you can bring your devices in right away. Have our knowledgeable staff do a free diagnostics to determine the problem. Stay up to date by checking the status of your ticket online. All of our services come with a warranty. Where Repair also does web development. Stop by Where Repair for all your phone and computer repairs.
Back at Husky Stadium for the last 2 minutes of today's game. Yes. Thank you, sir. Almost to the end of this one. What's that? Yeah, well. Back. This is one of those positions the Invaders really do not want to give up a touchdown just to keep that defensive shutout for the last 3 games.
Certainly not.
So JT Miles still in at quarterback. Three wide receivers to his left. Snap, looking to throw this one out. Man, wide open. Caught and touchdown, Sabercats. I don't know, he had both feet in, but he ended up wide open in the back of the end zone. And that puts 6 on the board for the Sabercats, and that's the first offensive touchdown the Invaders have given up this season. Might have been some miscommunication, some backups into the game today at this point in time. So 1:52 to go in this 4th quarter as the Invaders defense tries to hold on the 2-point conversion. Miles running to his right, trying to get into the end zone for that 2-point conversion, dives and gets in. And so that's 2 more points for the Sabercats, making your score 38-14 in favor of the Fargo Invaders. So 1:52 remaining in today's game. Sabercats get into the end zone for the first time this season on offense. So the Sabercats will probably come out. Maybe they will attempt an onside kick. And just like the last couple meetings between these two teams, which last meeting was back in July or August of 2016. Sabercats seem to find a way into the end zone against the Invaders. And have put up 14 on the board today against the Fargo Invaders, who are going to push their record to 3-0 on the season before heading into Northern Elite Football League play. got to rotate this all the way around. So once again, our next broadcast will be on June 1st from Hudson, Wisconsin, as the Fargo Invaders will travel to take on the Northland Bulls in the NEFL opener for both teams. The Invaders do need to adjust where their kick return team is set up at, since they're too far back. And since this is a non-league game for both teams, this is a chance for them to try an onside kick here, if nothing more than to work on it for games that will be needed down the road. Invaders do have 2 men deep to return the kick. More of a squib kick down the field. Goes out of bounds at about the 31-32 yard line. Flag, since it got kicked out of bounds. So the Invaders will take the ball over with 1:52 to go at their own 40-yard line. We'll see if the Invaders get a couple more running plays going out there. For those people staying here for the next game, which is scheduled to kick off, I believe at 6, will be the Minnesota Mud Dogs taking on the Minnesota Storm in a CAFL game. At least that's what I can see on the sidelines between the two uniforms. No. Yes. Don't worry, Jody. It wasn't on Dante.
I was going to say, it's about to be a long ride home.
What did you do? Leonte Baldwin and Dustin Lindgren in the backfield in that 2-back set. As the Invaders get set, looking like they're going to be running the ball to finish this game out. And Johnson's going to throw. Deep to no one. No kid. Sorry. That wasn't very nice. Dev Vanderbilt, the intended receiver. There isn't probably the chemistry between him and Javonte right now that there is between Javonte and some of the other receivers. It looked like Vanderbilt wasn't really expecting Javonte to find him open. He was expecting a run play there. We're trying to run off the clock and finish this thing off. Javonte's trying to throw the ball deep. Handoff this time to Leonte Baldwin. Running hard through the middle. Gain of about 7. That'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Invaders with 1.5 minutes remaining in the game. Just a couple plays remaining in this game for the Invaders if they choose to keep it on the ground. Handoff up the middle to top. Lonell. It is Lonell Powers. Gets the first down. Nice run by Lonell. So that's a first down for the Fargo Invaders. Probably only need one more play to get this to the finish line. We'll see if they do decide to kneel down or if they give the guys a little bit of work and let it run. So first and 10 for the Invaders. Johnson's going to throw it. Throws it deep through the hands of Jermaine Armstrong. Didn't quite have his arms all the way out extended for that one. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 28 seconds remaining in the game. Javonte's out there to play football, Matt. Doesn't matter. You still got time on the clock. You got still time to throw the rock. Hey, we don't get too many of these games per year, man. We got to make every chance we can to have some fun out there. Leonte Baldwin, big hole off the left-hand side. Tries to bounce it out to the outside. Spins off a would-be tackler. Gain of about 6 on that play. Bring up 3rd and 4 for the Invaders. But I think that's going to probably be it for the game. As the clock hits 10 seconds remaining. And they're not going to run another play. So your final score from St. Cloud today, your Fargo Invaders 38, Twin City Sabercats 14. Be back after a commercial from our main sponsor, and we'll talk about a little bit of the stats from today's game. Back to wrap things up. Today's game, 38-14 victory for your Fargo Invaders. Javante Johnson, 14-28 for 249 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. One of them was returned for the first points against the Fargo Invaders this season. Your leading rusher for the Fargo Invaders was Brandon Jones, 9 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown. Your leading wide receiver was Constant Jackson, 5 catches for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brandon Jones and Josh Gatling each had touchdown receptions as well. For the Sabercats, their leading passer was JT Miles, 4 of 6 for 27 yards and a touchdown. Their leading rusher, based on yardage, was JT Miles, 4 carries for 56 yards, but Marshall Campbell had 12 carries for 42 yards. Their leading receiver would have been Patrick Cola, 1 catch for 28 yards. The person on the touchdown reception was Corinthian Coakley Jr., 1 catch for 3 yards and a touchdown. Invaders also got a defensive touchdown today by Gregory Stem, who looks like injured his ankle, unfortunately. A number of interceptions and turnovers forced by the Invaders today. Unfortunately, they were either called back due to penalty or they were turned right back over. So defense did have a fumble recovery, multiple fumble recoveries. I don't see those actually listed. Matt, where are those fumble recoveries listed under? Play stats?
It just says fumble.
Okay.
So Derek Alexander had 1 fumble, Zach Black had 1 fumble recovery.
Derek, Greg Stem, Derek Alexander, Zach Black all had fumble recoveries. Antoine Phillips had one too. It's another good game for the Invaders. They come back and open up league play against the Northland Bulls, a team that they last played last season in the playoffs. Jody, you got to watch the whole game up here. I only gave you a mic for half of it. You have any thoughts on the game today?
I think it was a pretty good game. I'm happy with a 38 win over the Sabercats. 38-point win.
Well, I don't know how you couldn't be happy with that. But I mean, if you're not happy with it, you're not happy with it.
I am happy.
You know what? All these guys up here.
Watch your language in front of the lady, punk!
Yes, you tell them. You tell them.
Exactly. Now I'm trying to find one of my drops and I can't find it. So that's
That's what she said.
That's a good one.
I know. Yeah, and I can't find Beavis, but we'll be back. Yeah, we're still actually connected for now. It got bit and pieced together over the course of the game. So we'd like to thank the Twin City Sabercats for scheduling this game, kind of coming through in the clutch when a team of theirs dropped out. We were able to schedule another game to get an extra game for our guys and their guys. So a good time was had by all. So for everyone up here in the booth, Ricky, Matt Pesnick, Michael Guyton, Jody Woods, and myself, Jay Stenman, we will see you next broadcast live from Hudson, Wisconsin on June 1st. Yeah, you betcha. Bye.